it is time.
It is. Good evening. Hello and welcome to Sidejag. This show where we're not even staying on point. We have no point. We're pointless. If you're going to watch this, sit back, relax, and just enjoy the wave.
Some would say we're just pointless in life.
Well, I mean, I feel that way. Some days it's just like, why am I here?
Question existence.
Yeah.
Well, let me start us off on the saddest note possible.
Yes.
So, you've met our little dog Boo.
Oh.
We had to put her down not this Monday, but the Monday before. The last show we had, the Monday before that, she had a cough.
Right.
But other than that, she just had a cough, but she still had a lot of energy. She was completely normal.
Right.
Took her to the doctor, found out she had a heart murmur.
Oh.
So they put her on some medicine, and you could tell the medicine just kind of brought her down.
Right.
And I blamed the medicine at first, but it turns out it's just coincidence. But she just went downhill so fast.
Right.
And just kept getting worse and worse. And $2,500 in vet bills later, we're like, all right, she's not gonna, there's like, whatever we're gonna do, she's not gonna be the same Boo.
No.
And she's not gonna, and whatever we do, just gonna extend life.
Right.
At that point. So we all decided like, hey, she's had a pretty good life up to this point. So started off like that. That started the week before. Yeah, the Monday before. So that was pretty sucky. Like I would say most dogs I've never been that close to. Even the dogs I grew up with, but we just had her for so long. So it was especially hard on Bailey and Cassie.
Yeah. So, I'm sure. I mean, that's a family member.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You have routine.
Yeah.
You come home, you do shit with them, and you sleep at night, and you wake up in the morning, and I mean, it sucks. It definitely sucks. But time makes the pain less.
Right.
Are you guys planning on getting another dog, or you just want to?
I don't know if we're gonna do that right away. Maybe at some point, it's like you don't want to go through training another dog.
No,
that's the worst part.
Yeah.
And so the reason we got Boo is because another dog got taken by a coyote.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That we found out, right? And then we actually my niece's friend had her, but had an autistic child. Okay. And Boo really didn't get along with kids great anyways.
Right.
So it was like we just took her over. And she was basically already kind of house trained and stuff like that. Like if we could jump into that situation in a couple months, that'd be cool. I don't want to go through the puppy stuff though.
Right. No. Yeah. It's always that same funny. It's funny because like when people talk about like my pet did this and my pet did that, and then you look at the new pet, and the new pet's just like fucking like retarded.
Yeah, it's like
yeah, and you're just like,
yeah.
I feel totally bad for you because this thing is just a turd.
It's not the same. Well, see, we got a big upgrade because I did ask Cassie in my morbid way before, this was Boo was still completely healthy. Yeah. I was like, listen, if you could bring back the other dog's name is Gizmo. If you could bring back Gizmo, but you'd have to lose Boo, but she doesn't die. She lives a really happy life with another family. Would you do it? Ooh. And she had to think about it for a little bit, and she's like, "No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it."
Yeah, that's
like so. That's how you know you got
the right answer.
Yeah,
yeah. No, that's the right answer. I mean, it's all sad. It's all just bad. Way to bring the show down.
Exactly. I had to start it off. But that being said, the title of the show, it's Christmas movie season.
Ooh, yeah.
And much like Haley, we have the Bailey Haley combo.
How did the wedding go?
Did we never talk about the wedding?
I don't think we ever talked. No, because it happened.
Oh, dude, I'm biased, obviously, because it's Bailey's wedding. Yeah. But it's literally the best wedding I've ever been to.
Oh, fantastic.
Like, we had to move it indoors because it was raining.
Oh, okay.
So that we knew that before. And that was kind of like, she had a big outside thing planned.
Right.
And honestly, we could have done it outside because it only rained for about an hour.
Right.
But it just worked out so much better. We did it inside. And then we also had the party inside. So just moved a few tables. But I'm telling you, like, the party or the service was at 4.
Mm-hmm.
About 3:10, dude, there's only like 20 people there. I'm like, oh my God, like no one's gonna show up because of the rain,
Right,
dude. And then at that time, Cassie's like, Bailey, if you don't want the guests to see you, need to go up to your spot now because I assume they're gonna be coming in 3:30. I'm talking waves of people coming in.
Yeah, half hour.
And exactly. And so we had, I think Bailey said she invited 211 people. And I'm telling her the whole time, like, there's no way even half those people show up.
All of them showed up.
Not all of them, but over 150.
Oh wow.
And it was like we had plenty of food, we had everything prepared right, we had plenty of drinks, and
right.
So we were prepared. Everyone got to eat, have fun.
Nice.
And then it was nice outside. Wasn't hot, wasn't cold. So we opened the venue up. There's a dance floor outside that's lit. The DJ came. The DJ actually said, he's like, this is one of the only times I've actually stayed the whole 5 hours I was paid to stay. Because everyone's usually packed up and
go.
And go. But no, dude, we were out there, everyone's dancing. Probably, I would say about 60 to 80 people stayed, dancing, hanging out, doing song requests. So it turned out really, really, really good.
Right. That's awesome.
So we had plenty of people. Bailey, I freaking cried like a baby.
Oh.
I didn't think I was going to. Like, I didn't even feel it.
You can't not.
I know, it's like, it's once the moment comes up.
Yeah.
Like, I won't, like, when Kyle gets married, I'm definitely not going to cry.
No, who cares
at
that point?
But Cassie will. Right. It's like a dad-daughter thing, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, she's not turning to you anymore.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, he might if he doesn't know the pointy end of a screwdriver, but
yeah.
I mean, you know, she doesn't need the man of the house anymore. She's got her own man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so all those dad moments are just fleeting. You know, they're just all memories.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird.
It definitely, and I didn't feel it until the moment, like the last month that I was like, oh yeah, I'm fine. I thought it's going to be worse than this, but to the moment. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like you have to, though. If you don't, you're kind of a dick.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I'll probably have to step on my foot or something and be like, oh,
right. Well, see, Bailey's like, you guys don't cry because I don't want to cry that much. And when we were in there, because I had to sneak her down and there's a long hallway where we walk in. I was like, Bailey, listen, I feel it coming. Like, just warning you, I feel it as we're standing here. And she's like, it's okay.
That's fantastic.
But
that's fantastic.
We had a blast. I went ahead, I ponied up. I just bought my suit. I needed a new suit. I didn't have one.
Oh, nice.
So I went and got to the same place where they rented tux. I just went and got, it's kind of like our little fancy suitier place or whatever.
Well, you have one for if, when the boy gets married.
Yep. I told him I just need a few years to replenish the funds,
Well, isn't the wife is they're supposed to pay for it? Yeah.
In this situation, I don't think that's going to happen. but I did tell Kyle because they said they want a small wedding.
Yeah, I think every kid should have a small wedding. This 150 people is way too much.
Right. And Bailey wanted the big one. I was like, listen, if you guys want a small wedding, I'll just give you the money. And the money we would have spent.
What did it cost you?
We only spent $10,000. That was my max.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
Yeah. And then Matt's dad gave them $5,000.
Okay. So it's not bad. That's
and they got it all within that budget.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they were pretty smart and they got it all within that budget. So they're pretty, I wouldn't say they're frugal kids, but they knew they wanted to keep it within the budget and not them. They spent some of their own money, like for the DJ they had to pay and a few other things, but
yeah. That's great. That's good. I mean, it's not like some, Paul being Indian, some of the weddings these guys throw, they're like, dude, $500,000.
There's places that cost just for the rental of the place $16,000.
Oh yeah.
And we paid, so I think for the venue we paid like $9,000, but that was they cleaned up, they set up, They had servers. They had a bartender. We just provided all the things, and they also had cabins that the bridal party and the groomsmen got to stay in the night before.
Oh, nice.
So they had all their friends there the night before in that cabin, and then Bailey and Matt had another cabin for their honeymoon cabin, and then they drove down to Texas for the cruise the next day.
Nice.
Which, to bring it back to a sad note, like Boo was going rapidly downhill while they were on the cruise, and I was like, dude, we're like, you got to make it till Bailey gets back. Like, we cannot. Like, you just got to hold on. And she did. I was like, you got to hold on, man. You cannot go until she's back.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. Well, that's good. I mean, so, it's obviously been a couple good weeks.
Oh, yeah.
A couple weeks. It's, yeah. Was it ebb and flow?
Yeah. It's life, man. Life.
Yeah. Take the good with the bad, the ups with the downs.
And
but this show is about food and movies and entertainment and life and all that funness. So,
and I've watched this many things.
All right, let's hit.
Do you want to start with the food, or you want to start with the movies?
Let's start with the movies, because the food will just make me hungry, and I think if we say that to the end, it'll be better.
We can do that. So one thing I watched was, we kind of like the 30 for 30s.
Yep.
There's a version of that called Untold that they do on those networks.
Yep.
There was one on the murder of Air McNair.
Yes.
Have you seen it?
No, it keeps popping up, and you're probably gonna like this. And I didn't download it.
It's like 41 minutes long.
Yeah.
Or maybe 45. It's totally worth it.
Okay.
And it's only vaguely sports related. They tell his story, and I remember this. They tell his story in like 15, 20 minutes of him coming up, being, and then they start getting into what happened.
Okay.
And it's just a crazy, for a short jaunt, it's a crazy twist and turn story. And you're like, Jesus, this is insane.
So to counter that, I watched the Brothers movie, the story of the two brothers that were in the Super Bowl, the one that's dating Taylor Swift.
Oh, the Kelsey brothers?
Yeah, I watched the Kelsey brothers documentary.
Ooh, I didn't even know they had one.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's that time, it's like the lead. It follows the brother on Philly. It's his little
Jason.
Yeah. Because at that time, like, his wife was pregnant. They're going for the Super Bowl. He'd already won the Super Bowl, so he already has his. They already got it once, and so, it was there again. Not really long. Just kind of followed. Maybe it was. Was it 2 episodes? I think it was 2 episodes. But it was fun. It was good. It was, it talks about their podcast and, just follow them along. It was kind of cool. So I enjoyed that. Okay. So there's our sports ones.
Yeah. They seem, let me see if I have any other, I have other documentaries. Want to go into them before the,
sure. Let's take them off.
Okay. Jared from Subway, Catching a Monster.
Oh,
that one's on Amazon Prime. Very good.
Oh,
there's a lot of stuff I didn't know. There's literally this one reporter who interviewed Jared one time.
Right.
He said something offhand that lets you know that he was into young girls.
Oh.
Or young kids, not just girls.
Yes.
And she took that and was determined to take him down from that point on, and spent the next like 5 to 10 years or something like that recording her conversations with him, goading him into admitting the things that he's doing. And she is the one that took him down from all of it. And it's crazy. She's working with the CIA or the FBI. Yeah, she's working with the FBI. And it gets way crazy. Way crazy. But definitely, I think it's like 3 episodes.
It's called Catching a Monster.
Yep. It's Jared from Subway, Catching a Monster.
Okay.
And I've watched some that was on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
The other one I watched, that one's I highly recommend. This one's not as good as the Jared from Subway, but it's called What Happened to Brittany Murphy. Do you remember her as the actor from 8 Mile, the girl She was also from the Valley Girl movie that everyone likes.
Right.
With Alicia Silverstone, Clueless. She's one of the girls from Clueless.
This is on Discovery Plus.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so you got to buy.
Wait, I watched it.
That's crazy.
No, that should be.
Yeah, no, it's. I'm just gonna. I'll figure it out later because I think I could probably just watch it on, Discovery.
Yeah. Plus, if it ends up being on the other ones, just let me know and just text me and I'll send the thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But she ends up being found dead. She was sick, and then it just kind of tells a story, and there's a little bit of intrigue, like what's going on with her husband, who she was like a beautiful woman, a movie star, starlet, and all this stuff.
Wow.
This in any real, this dude had no money, right?
Right.
And even if she wasn't a movie star, you would be like, how did this guy get this girl?
I never understood that. It's always the case.
Right. But on top of it, she's a movie star, a rich movie star. He has nothing.
Right.
So there's some intrigue with that.
Why it worked out.
Which is why it worked out. So that one's okay. I don't even know if I'd recommend it unless you're just bored. It's just it's not great. Bored. Another one I will recommend that's insane is called Into the Fire: The Lost Daughter. This one is about a lady who gives up her daughter when she's 15.
Right.
And she becomes pregnant. She starts raising the girl.
Right.
The mom's basically like, listen, we can't do this. You have to give the daughter up for adoption.
Okay.
So they give the daughter up to like a Catholic church. A family in Ohio or something adopts this daughter. Later on, she's trying to find the daughter. Trying to find her. She's trying to. It tells her she gets married, never has any other kids. She's trying to find the daughter, and in doing that, she found that the daughter was abducted or missing. And there is I don't want to tell you anything other than that because there's stuff, and it happened when she was like 12 or 14 or something like that. And there was so many twists and turns.
Well, what channel is this on?
I think this is also on Amazon Prime.
What's it called?
Into the Fire: No. This is Netflix. Into the Fire: The Lost Daughter.
Yeah, that actually, I think Haley would probably like that.
I think like there's so many twists on it, and it's like, wow, like this is it just keeps getting deeper and deeper. So that one was great. Definitely recommend that. The Jared the Subway. I watched The Fall and Rise of Elvis, which as an Elvis fan, I really enjoyed. If you're an Elvis fan, you'll enjoy it. It's all centered around his 68 special on NBC.
Oh,
when he kind of came back. So it's not a complete picture of what Elvis did. It's about how he lost his way and then came back in the 68 special, and that's where they finish it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's
so
cool.
If you're an Elvis fan, yeah, go ahead.
I gotta get a tissue.
Boogies. All right, let's see what Cassie's talking about. Recommend the new series Landman, just started on Paramount Plus. Billy Bob Thornton stars in it.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No sweat. Have you heard of Landman?
Landman?
Billy Bob Thornton on Paramount Plus.
Yes.
I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, that's a new it's oil. It's a new oil thing.
I might check it out.
Because I've been watching Nicole Kidman's new one that's on that channel. What is that? That's Paramount
Plus.
Let's see if I'm signed in. Lioness. I've been watching Lioness.
I think I might have seen a preview for that. We have Paramount Plus.
Yeah, so Lioness is they're like special ops CIA stuff. And they take and train women to be infiltration. So they have a whole team behind them, and it's like 8 episodes. It's actually really good. It's high action with some drama and some intrigue and some dark state shit. And you know. It's and you know, typical crap. Yeah, Cassie got it.
Yeah.
I was looking at Landman. I was gonna wait until there was a couple more episodes out because
that's how I got to do it anymore.
Yeah, but
I'm not gonna watch season or episode anymore unless.
Yeah, so Lioness, it just started the second season.
Yeah.
So I watched the whole first season because the girls were gone. So I watched all of that, and then I watched the Sylvester Stallone, in your neck of the woods. Or no, he's in Oklahoma. That's right.
Tulsa.
Yeah, Tulsa King.
Oh, so Cassie started watching. I was like, cool. Like, I've been meaning to watch this.
Yeah.
And I think I only seen like 3 or 4 episodes. Here's the problem. When she's watching the show, dude, she is like, that's what she does. She watches TV, you know. So,
right. Yeah.
Like me, I'm doing stuff. So she's probably way ahead, but
yeah.
It was pretty good what I watched.
Yeah. So season 2 came out and I was already 6 episodes like waiting in. So I watched those and I was like, oh, I thought the season was over, but apparently there's a couple more episodes that came out. So I was like, oh, cool. I'll watch those when I get back. So proceed.
Oh, so this is the last documentary I have, and then we can get into Christmas movie and other stuff. American Conspiracy, The Octopus Files.
Was that any good?
That is so wild. Like, I don't. Here's the thing: the information is cool,
right?
I think the story could be cool. I don't think that they did it justice. Yeah, kind of like the story of the guy we watched, the Fiat guy.
Yeah,
you know, it's like a very intriguing story. Everything he done, but it wasn't told super well. That's kind of how this was.
Yeah, because I've watched the trailers on it. And I was like, this doesn't even look like it makes sense.
And it really, like, the whole thing doesn't make sense. It's like deep conspiracy stuff. Like, well, and it's very tied in, and they're kind of showing like they believe this is real, and it could be, but I think it's a little
much.
It's a little much. I did finish it because I want to say, like, all right, how are they going to connect these dots? And it's all there's a linchpin of one guy, some super genius guy. According to them, he did work with the NSA and this type of stuff. So obviously he's pretty intelligent, but he's also batshit crazy.
Okay.
So I think the story could have been told better, but it's an interesting story.
Okay.
Execution.
Would you recommend it?
If you think you'd be interested in the story from the first episode,
okay,
I would go ahead and watch the rest of them.
Okay.
If the story doesn't catch you in the first episode where you're like, what the hell? Walk away. Yeah.
Okay.
But definitely like the Jared one and then the Into the Fire, The Lost Daughter. Highly recommend those.
See, what I need on Netflix is a button that says what you've recently watched.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel there should be that button.
Dude, I'll tell you one not to watch.
What?
This is a Netflix movie called Time Cut.
Oh, there is. TV shows and movies you've liked.
There you go.
All right, so I did watch one documentary.
What'd you watch?
I should throw in. Clive Davis, The Soundtrack of Our Lives.
Ooh.
Now, we know how we all feel about music documentaries. We really dig them. So I was in the mood for a music documentary one night, and it's really good. It actually has Clive Davis in it, and he tells you his story. And Jesus Christ, if there's one person that you should know in the music business, it's Clive Davis.
And they're saying he's kind of like the linchpin for all the Diddy stuff.
There is a Diddy. There is some Diddy in it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. When you say linchpin, what do you mean? Like he's the guy?
Like he's one of the main guys behind, like Diddy and his crew that all are getting taken down now are the figureheads,
right?
But they're the guys behind the string, aka like they're the Koch brothers or the what's the big guy that everyone talks about, the leftist that's funding the riots and all this. I can't think of his name, but you know, they have the operators behind the scenes. They're saying that's him, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but a few of them.
Well, I mean, so Clive Davis basically gave Diddy the money to start his record label.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, he's been involved with everybody though.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Soros. That's the George Soros. So you know how the operator behind the scene that you don't see.
Yeah. So I mean, Clive Davis has touched pretty much every star that has came out of country.
But the question is,
pop,
has he
rock.
touched them?
Well, so there again in the show they talk about, he's been married twice and he's an admitted bisexual.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I think he talked in front of Congress about being bisexual.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he tells you flat out he's a bisexual.
Right.
He doesn't believe in labels, and he doesn't believe in like stereotyping. Like, don't put it in a box. Don't put it in a box. But yeah, it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch. It was really.
I'll definitely check it out. I mean, he like you said, he is one of the biggest behind the scenes.
Right. I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
So this was kind of an eye opener, and like there is a P. Diddy portion of it.
All right.
And you're like, ooh, this is bad. She's been watching Silo. I watched the first season of Silo last year. It was really good.
Yeah, I think you told me about that, but I just never.
I haven't turned on season 2 yet because they're only like one episode in. So I might watch the first episode just to like, squash the anxiety of what's going on, and then just kick back and wait. Because there's a couple. There's the one with Harrison Ford where he's a shrink. The first season of that was really good.
Right.
And so season 2 just came out. It's almost wrapped. So I'm going to wait and watch that.
I can usually tell when you're explaining it whether I should watch it or not. Because there's some where it's just like, oh yeah, I got to watch it. It's
so there was another season 2 that came out that I watched on the plane, which was The Diplomat. So that was, she's a British she's the British ambassador that's being like corralled to be the vice president. It's her and her husband, and it's just, you just follow these. It's supposed to be serious, which a lot of it is, and it's, I don't know, I find it intriguing. And they ended this season on a whoa, like you're just going, holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay, like that's cool. Which was fun. But
yeah, I caught up on the last season. We kind of watched the whole season of Outer Banks as it came out.
Oh, yeah.
It's the first season of Outer Banks is amazing, really great. It's just gotten worse and worse every episode after it.
Yes.
And it's like I actually enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. They had a nice story, but it's not where we started. We're kind of like going the Fast and Furious route with it.
Yes. I picked up on a lot of that. Because like I start and like, it's like, oh wow, big gold cross. Okay, cool. And like,
dude, it is straight up Indiana Jones.
Yes.
It's straight up Indiana Jones.
Crazy shit going on.
It's like Indiana Jones and the Goonies together.
Yeah. With some Fast and Furious. Not the good parts.
Little bit of family, it's all about family.
Correct.
But one you should not watch at all.
Okay.
Is Time Cut on Netflix.
Is what?
Time Cut on Netflix. It has Spider-Man's girlfriend. I forget her name.
Right.
And she goes back in time. Her dad works at like some secret facility, which you don't find out. She's a genius. Goes back in time and tries to save her sister from a serial killer.
Yes.
And it sounds really good. Sucks.
It looks really bad,
dude. Like when someone explains it to you, they're like, "Oh, that'd probably be interesting," No,
you said time travel and Netflix means no.
And it was like, no, that movie sucked. Don't recommend. Don't even want to talk about it anymore. Let me see what else. Cobra Kai. I'm still all in on that.
Okay.
It's crazy. I won't say it's good. Like
It's what it is. It's
just
exactly
feeding
what
me
it is.
junk food, and it's
Yep.
like, yeah, I like this.
Screwball stuff. Totally get it.
And then now we're to the Christmas movies. Let's start with the worst one. Just let me make sure. The worst one I watched, which is still good. Oh, no. The worst one is a different one. What's it called? Best Christmas Ever. It's one of the Netflix kind of Hallmark-esque. It stars Heather Graham.
Okay.
Who is like kind of a wholesome scientist lady, which I cannot divorce her from the Boogie Nights.
Never saw it, so I'm okay.
You never saw Boogie Nights?
No.
Well, she played a porn star in there.
Yes.
I cannot divorce her from that character. But anyways, they're supposed to be going to their sister's house. She has like a friend of me that's very successful. The son plugs the GPS in. They end up over there. They become best friends. Hallmark movie, trash. It wasn't good.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
Yeah, so don't watch it. Don't waste your time. But we were on the Christmas movie warpath.
Okay.
So the next night, I'm like, all right, let me pick one because we just found on Netflix. And the next one I looked up, it's a Seth Rogen one called The Night Before. Have you seen it? It's got Anthony, the new Captain America.
Right.
He's in it, and then it's the other guy. I know him from somewhere, but I don't know. And then it's Seth Rogen, and what it is they had the one friend, the one I don't. Oh, it's the guy from the Apple commercials, I think.
Is what channel is it on?
I think we rented it on Apple TV.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we rented this one.
Okay.
But what the Captain America guy, he gets super famous as a football player.
Okay.
And they would celebrate Christmas every time because one of the other guy's parents died.
Yep.
They saw it together and they were doing it one last time. And it's kind of like a Scrooge where they get the ghost of future.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt is who you're thinking of.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, yep. And they get the past, present, and future ghost, and they're just going through, and it's just like a bunch of ridiculous stuff. But definitely that one I highly recommend. It's funny, especially if you haven't seen it. Christmas movie. It's just funny. It's ridiculous. The ghost of past, present, and future is their weed dealer. Of course,
I was gonna say it sounds like a Seth Rogen movie.
It is funny.
So the Jewish guy puts out a Christmas movie. Makes sense.
What's funny is when they start, they're like, well, before we go, they're going to this. The whole thing is the one guy gets tickets to this famous called the Nutcracker Ball. That's an invite only, and it's like kind of weird. They've always wanted to go to it.
Yeah.
But they got to hit everything up and get it that in before they go to that party. And they give them all Christmas sweaters, and they give Seth Rogen. They give him one. It's a big Jewish star.
Oh, nice.
It's going around, so that's pretty funny. That one was great. Another one I think you would like, and you've probably already seen it, is Violent Night.
Yes.
So we watched that
from Stranger Things.
Yes, we watched that one the night before last or last night.
Yeah,
and it's it's ridiculous. I'm not going to say the movie, but it's just like Santa kicking ass. I mean,
dude, Santa's a Viking. Who knew?
Yeah, exactly. Santa's a Viking.
Santa's a Viking. Curse of Santa is a Viking.
Yeah, he throws up on a lady. Shit happens, you know.
Yeah, the Viking Santa. Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah,
I did watch one new movie during this.
Oh, go ahead. And then I got one more that I didn't write down.
Go ahead and write it. Go ahead and tell me yours.
All right, Red One. We went and saw Red One.
Oh, I was gonna. So okay, that's actually I was gonna ask you. Were you planning on seeing that?
And we can save it if you plan on seeing it. We can save it for a future.
Okay. Well, the question is it worth seeing?
I liked it. I'm not gonna say it's a 10 out of 10 movie.
No, it's no chance. It's a Christmas movie.
Right, but I didn't regret going to the movie theater and see that. So
that's fine. Let's save it then, because
yeah,
I think Haley might want to go see that one. If not, I'll go. Maybe we'll just snag it and go see it. You know,
yeah.
I feel like they're releasing it early so that they can have it out for pay-per-view before Christmas starts.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, because if they release it now, it's technically eligible for pay-per-view like the first week in December.
Yeah, I will say like Chris Evans is the bright spot of that.
Oh, it has to be. He has to be, because
the Rock is the Rock. He's doing his thing, and it didn't annoy me this time, which is good because it has been.
Well, it's because you don't have the little guy there to play
Kevin Hart. Like Chris Evans played off him well. Like Chris Evans is like, dude, you know you're ridiculous, right? You know, basically not saying that, but saying that. Yeah,
nice. That's good.
Yeah.
No, I rented Transformers 1.
Is that with where they're the good and the bad, the Decepticon guy and Megatron?
So it's the story of how before they were Optimus Prime and the bad guy
and Megatron.
Megatron. So it was before they were those two, how they got to where they are and how they were buddies, and it's just it's a cartoon. It was it seemed like not Chris Evans, but Chris the Australian Chris Hemsworth plays Optimus Prime. And it was one of those things where it was like, this seems like a really cool story.
Yeah,
I know it's going to be cheeky as hell because it's a cartoon.
Got to be, yep.
But it can't be terrible, and it wasn't. It was okay. It was a cartoon. You know, it was. I enjoyed it. Just because I was like, man, that was fun. You know?
Might as well. I kind of that's how I felt. Like I might watch it if it comes out and it's just available.
Yeah, it's totally a watcher. You know, it's like, oh, it's Sunday. Oh, wow. Oh, this is on. Play. Yeah, that's cool. You know, but I had a 6-hour or 4-hour plane ride, so it was like,
might as well.
Yeah, and then I went back and watched Scarlett Johansson, her Marvel movie,
Black Widow. I've only watched it once.
I've only watched it once too, and I was like, man, I've only watched it once, and I was like, man, I should go back and watch, because like I've been watching a lot of the trailers for Thunderbolts.
I don't know that I've seen that.
That's the new one that's coming out. That's gonna have her dad, her sister.
Okay, so I know that I watched the one where they were in it, the Black Widow 2 or whatever.
Yeah, so they're gonna have that's the Thunderbolts is the new like not good Avengers,
right?
You know, everyone that uses guns. So Bucky's gonna be in it, and the bad Captain America guy, from the TV show, and then the time shifting, shape shifting girl from Ant-Man and the Wasp. That was after him. One of the girls was wearing the white suit that was after him throughout the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
And then Taskmaster. So it's the trailer looks great. The trailer looks fantastic. It looks funny. It looks like, I got to watch this. But I wanted to go back, and Elena, that's her sister's name. I wanted to go back and kind of see, all right, what are we missing here? So it was a really good thing to watch on a plane.
High recommendation.
It was fun. I was like, this is cool. And then I tried to watch there was a couple other documentaries I put on, and I literally just fell asleep. I was like, so that was pretty bad.
So I've seen this preview in a few movies I went and watched. It is a Lord of the Rings cartoon about 1,000 years before, when there is a girl or a woman that's trying to get married off, and she ends up becoming some kind of badass, and it looks cool. I don't know if it's going to be like a 3-hour cartoon. I don't think I'm down.
Right.
But if it's like movie length cartoon, I think I will watch it.
Yeah. I still haven't watched the last season of that on Amazon.
I mean, I never got into it, so
it's so it's funny because it's like the last couple of weeks, the girls were gone, so I had all the weekends, like the Sundays were all free.
Yeah.
Friday night I might watch a movie, but Saturday and Sunday night I was like, they're gone. Well, shit, I'm gonna get work done, man. So like, I got an epic amount of work done. It was all stuff I had to do, but like, it was crazy. It was crazy. Like the stuff. I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. But I didn't watch any TV. Like, it was the quietest house because there was nothing.
Right.
It's just me sitting on my laptop in the living room with, no noise.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always, because I sit in here to edit it so I can give myself focus and not distract. But I'll have the headphones on, and dude, I'm telling you, when I do it late at night, I start hearing shit.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm like, come on, man. Like, I was like, if there's a ghost in here, like, chill out. Like, I'm trying to do something. Or either do what you're going to do or shut up. Like,
yeah, headphones suck. Yeah. You got to have really, that's why I have really big over-the-ear headphones that just are fantastic, and they filter out everything.
I need to use the closed backs because I like
can't do open back.
Yeah, because then you hear everything.
It's no good.
It's like your mind just starts playing tricks on you.
Oh, terribly.
What's going on?
And if they're too small and they don't cup over your ears, it's useless.
Yeah.
No, mine are gigantic, and they just like, dude, they can walk out in the living room. I won't hear a thing. Won't hear a thing. I'll be like, oh, didn't even see you. There's no, and half the time I'll have to sit with like one off my ear because they're like in the room and they want me to like be present.
Respond, yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, those definitely. And then so the airplane headphones are still the Focal Bathas. And those things are fantastic. Oh my god, those are the best. That was the best money I've ever spent on headphones. Still not as good as the Sonys. The Sonys are by far the best noise canceling headphones, period.
Yeah.
They are just magical. When those things kick on, it's like, and you're like, wow, these things nowhere near as cool. But fucking A, they are like two butt cheeks, just like, so soft and squishy against your face.
Comfort matters, man.
They're so
wearing over-ear headphones.
Yeah, they're so nice. Worth every penny.
I've just defaulted to my AirPods Pros, and
I can't do that.
They're not my favorite headphones at all, but for whatever reason, they stay in my ears pretty well, and the noise canceling, is good enough.
Yeah.
No, so those are my. Outside of that, I really don't. I like the clips that I have better, the T7s or whatever.
Right.
But they don't have noise canceling, so.
No, yeah. On an airplane, you got to have noise canceling.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't have to listen to anything any of you people are saying. I really don't care.
Yeah. Or the baby screaming.
Just tell me when I got to put my tray up. So otherwise, just don't bother me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Give me. And then, dude, Southwest changed their snacks.
Did they? What are their snacks? What were their snacks and what are their snacks?
So they used to have Southwest used to have Cheez-Its snacks. So it was like Cheez-Its with the pretzels and all that crap. Fantastic.
Yeah. Like a trail mix?
No, they had brownie brittle. It's like a brownie brittle. Wow. So they give you, and so now they're like brownie squares. These little shitty brownie squares. And then they're like Maui flavored shitty pretzels. Like they're like a sweet, crappy pretzel.
Oh no,
twisted pretzel.
Yeah,
they taste like trash. And you're just like, really? What? I mean, did you lose a bet? I mean, these are gross. They suck so bad. And traveling with Haley is always fun. So, dude, this was also like the first set of flights that like it wasn't packed. Like they're like, all right, the plane is 50% full. We need you people to go all the way to the back. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to not because I'm getting on early. But the rest of you, please go all the way to the back. So it was like she had a window. I had an aisle. And we had a seat between us. It was fantastic. Because I like doing that because I like putting my bag.
Yeah, so you can put your feet under. Yes, that's the move.
Yeah. And then I like the person in front of me to not recline their chair because I would like to put my head down on my
They almost never not recline, but yes.
First flight, no. Second flight, no one bothered to recline. I thought that was wonderful.
I typically don't recline mine just for the fact that like this
I don't, because I don't really I find it rude.
It doesn't do anything for me. Like I don't need that room. I need the leg room. That's what I need.
2.5 inches is not going to make or break.
No, I need the leg room. I'm fine up top. I need extra leg room. That's all I need.
Yeah. And it was funny too, because like on the flight up, I was watching, I typically try not to watch anybody on the plane because I just don't want to, I don't really care. But there was this little girl that was sitting, and by little, I mean, she was normal age. She was just really short. And which I thought was kind of like, okay, listen, you're short. There's no way you can physically lift your suitcase into the overhead bin. You should check your bag. Okay. Like rule number 1, if you're going to have to rely on someone to be nice enough to lift your bag up, like I get it. I would have been happily done it, but I still feel like as somebody that's self-sufficient, unless you're bringing a step stool, check your bag.
Exactly. Well, I think we think of it the same way. Like we're all members of the human race.
Yes.
And you should try to limit you putting someone else out in any way.
Right.
And that's kind of how I live my life. Like if I think I'm going to inconvenience someone.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I'm not going to do that because I don't want to be inconvenienced.
And so she's walking down the aisle and I'm looking at her and I see the guy next to me and he's looking at her and we're both thinking the same thing. Like this isn't going to happen. And she tried to pick it. It was a big one too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no way she's going to get it. So he gets up first. Cause I was like, I already had my shit out. I was like, I got to clear all this crap off to get. And so he hadn't put any, so he got up and he put it up for her. She said, oh, thank you. But so the funny part was I'm watching her and clearly she does some kind of photography or editing or something. Cause she's like editing while we were flying.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I'm watching her do it. And, I'm like, all right, that's neat. And then the guy in front of her was editing some kind of a music video.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, like, I don't know how you can do this on a plane because this is just miserable, but whatever. And then what was funny is the when we go to land, the little girl, she's just sitting there and she's like, and then she'd take another picture and she'd set her phone down. And then 2 minutes later, she'd open her phone up again and she'd do some other angles and and then take another picture. And I'm like, dude, it's been 5 minutes. You've already taken 6 selfies. What are we doing? What are we doing? That was so weird.
I like to, when I'm on a plane, I see people do that. I like to creep my head in between the middle of the seats, like, hey.
I don't even want to. I pretend like I'm the only person on the plane. I don't want to know nobody.
I need to start doing that after the story that I told you about the first class thing.
Yeah.
I don't talk to nobody.
No, I had the Vegas flight. Those tickets sucked. Because everyone was going to Vegas, and so we got stuck in B, even though we paid for A. But that's just what happens. And so we were kind of farther back, and both flights were full. And so some rando sat next to me, and it's just like I don't even want to. It's like this invisible barrier just goes. And I pay absolutely dick attention. I don't want to say hi. I don't even care. Don't touch me. Just go through the same hell that I'm going through and just ride this out. All right. We got 4 hours. We don't need to know each other.
Dude, you're lucky that half the time you have a travel partner when you're going. Like I would say the only time I have a travel partner is if me and Cassie are going somewhere.
Right.
And which is great. Like I love traveling with Cassie because she doesn't take up much room and she can be a buffer between me and whoever else. But like when I'm by myself, dude, I sit by some of the grossest people.
Oh yeah.
Like just like hygiene problem people that pick their nose.
Oh yeah.
People that just
that's why I just
open mouth.
Dude, when I get there, we clean up the seats. I always have my wet wipes. We disinfect the whole seat.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, just don't talk to me. I don't want to hear it. And can we all just say, if you work at a rental car place, you are the lowest. Just like those guys are the worst of the worst, man. I thought used car dealers sucked. No, dude, rental car guys are the worst.
Like, can you wipe down the interior, please?
No,
Like,
not
just
only that, just like the whole experience. Like,
Mhm.
I got a budget, and apparently, budget is just it's not worth it. It's not worth whatever you're going to save to do budget. Just get
Yeah.
anybody else but budget. They're just all jackasses. It's like we walk in the line, there's tons of people waiting in line. They got music blasting. Like this guy over here has got a Sony boombox taped to the wall. This guy over here is listening. This guy's got no personality. And then he's
Mhm.
just like, so you're going to do the basic insurance? And I'm like, wait, what? No, I have
Yeah.
insurance. Why would I need your insurance? Well, in Phoenix or in Arizona, we're a blah, blah, blah state, which means if you get in an accident, you have to pay the daily rate until the car is fixed. And I go, okay. I mean, so basically you're threatening me. That's
Mhm.
what you're doing. You're trying to scare me into the fact that my insurance company is going to pay to get the car fixed. This means they're going to pay that too.
Right.
Why would they not pay that?
Yeah.
I have rental car insurance, so technically, why would they? I mean, I'm confused. It's like, listen, you're
Mhm.
already killing me on the price of the car.
Yep.
All right. Would you like to pay for the gas? So in hindsight, the gas wasn't too bad. Like I could have paid for because they put the posted rate. So it's
Right.
$3.30 a gallon, and I think regular was $3 and like 12 cents a gallon at the pump, depending on where you were at. So I was like, oh, that's pretty fair. That
Right.
probably been okay. And I wouldn't have had to worry about it. So I only saved like $3 or $4 doing that. So I was like, okay, next time I might just say, yeah, I'll pay for the
Yeah.
gas. That's cool. Do your thing. But then you got to hope that they're honest, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Which is the other. And
They,
after
they don't seem honest.
no, and that was the other thing. After the experience, it's like I feel like they're gonna screw me.
Yeah. And like the last few rental cars I had, the last one smelled of smoke bad, and
Oh, yeah.
then charged it. They're like, oh, if you get a fee, and I'm like, bro, I said, listen, smell this car. I was like, write a note that says it smelled like this when you gave it to me.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that doesn't even account for them wiping. They didn't wipe nothing down. The car was
so
gross inside.
so we get into the first car, and there's like this ranch container sitting up on the dash, and Haley goes, "This car's disgusting. Let's get another car." So we hopped over in the next car. We just got done going around that car,
Yeah.
and so this car had some fucked up damage in the front. So we took a bunch of pictures of it, and so we go to the first guy, the first checkout guy, and he's like, "Let me have your slip." Gave him my slip, and he's like, "I said, do we tell you about the damage?" He goes, "No, you tell the next guy about the damage." So this is the second person. So now we're going to the third person, and the guy's like, "Let me have your driver's license." So I give him his driver's license, and he's like, and I said, "All right, so do I tell you about the damage?" He's like, because he's like, "You can go." I go, "So am I supposed to tell you about the damage on the car?" He goes, "Well, yeah, it's buyer beware. You're supposed to tell me if there's damage." And I go, "Okay, well, the front end of the car is damaged. Could you?" Oh, he walks over and he goes, "Oh yeah, wow, that's really messed up, bro. Yeah, let me document that." I'm like, and I said,
Good night, love you.
"Good night, love you." I said, "There's a dent over there." He goes, "Whoa, we're not worried about little Karen scratches here.
Yeah.
Major damage." And I go, "Oh, okay. Like, sorry."
We'll see when I return it, guy. Yeah.
Yeah, no shit, man. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So I just, we had a Malibu. It was a nice car. I mean,
Right.
but still, it was like the whole experience just was like, God, this is why I just Uber.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, Jesus
Yep.
Christ. And if we didn't have to drive down to Tucson, I would have just Ubered wherever we needed to go because it wasn't worth it. But whatever.
Yeah, you had to have the stewed tomato place or whatever, the
Yeah, sweet tomatoes.
sweet
Yeah.
tomato, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that renting a car at LAX
Oh,
was outside of the wait was awesome. Like the car was clean.
yeah.
It had the gas. It's just streamlined. Like you get the car. If everyone wasn't there at the same time and we could just drove through, perfect. Like you
Yeah.
don't even got to go to the front desk if you've done the early check-in. You just go through and sign the piece of paper there and call it good.
Well, that was the thing. We did all that, and we still had to stand there and wait. And
Yeah.
the only problem at LAX is that the rental car place is 5 miles away from the airport.
Yeah. And they're all the rental. There's like groups, like 5 rental car places here, 5 rental car places here.
And there's one gas station.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one shitty gas station because that whole area is just like like there's no reason any human should be there, but yet there's a rental car place there.
Yeah, and when we had to drop off, we were staying at I can't remember the hotel, but I didn't realize that they had a shuttle at first, and I was like, dude, if we got to walk back on these streets, like I'm a little worried about safety.
Well, they have the rental car shuttles that'll take you back to the airport,
right? Which is which took us to our hotel. They'll take you to your hotel too.
Oh, nice.
So once we got there and checked in, we had a really. Actually, when I rented at LX, probably the best experience I had. Really, really cool guys. Like, yeah, he said, just wait for the shuttle over here. It'll be a van marked with this. And
nice.
So we waited 20 minutes, got in the shuttle.
Yeah.
And got to the hotel without getting stabbed.
I think I've returned 2 cars to LAX, and it's always interesting as far as like the rental part. It's the drive from the rental car company to the LA. The bus drivers are just like next level crazy.
They are, dude. They're like honking their horns immediately, like it's New York or something.
And you're just sitting on the bus going, I don't want to die, I want to die, I want to die.
Yeah. You know? And they want you to get your shit on there fast.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It's like, bro, like, I have a couple big bags. Can you let me put them up?
Yeah. And I'm still, as stupid as it sounds, I'm still a taxi guy. Like, when I get out of the airport, I'm not waiting for a fucking Uber. I'm like, there's a taxi, we're getting it, we're going.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just stupid. It's just stupid. The sketchiest taxi we did was when in Atlantic City. There was just a guy standing there with a sign that says $20 taxi. And I was like, I walked up and I said, is this real? Like, you know, he's like, yeah, my car's out there. Hopped into a Cadillac, gave the guy $20. He took us to the hotel, man. He gave him his card. He says, y'all need to go anywhere. You let me know, man. I'll come pick you up. I was like, hey, man, you bet, bro.
Dude, Atlantic City's so sketchy. I'm surprised you're still alive.
Oh, I know. Trust me. The whole time, Fernando's on his phone.
Yeah.
Plotting our thing to make sure we're not going to some, like, you know, body part.
He was going to be the one to send out the help.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, okay, dude. But that was it. There was no taxis.
Yeah.
It was just this guy with a taxi stand, you know, and there was other guys that were waiting outside. And as soon as he walked out, another guy stood to the stand. I was like, okay, so this is what they do. All right, now we know. This is weird, but whatever. You know.
Well, at least you never got to go back to Atlantic City again.
Oh, we got to go back next year.
Oh God.
We'll be back. Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, you know, hey, whatever. Yeah. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to try to fly into Philly, which we'll probably have to do anyways, is fly into Philly and take the bus. Or just rent a car. I don't want to rent a car though, because like Philly seems like the place you'd want to get all the insurances.
Yeah.
But I don't want to pay to store a car.
Yeah, just don't park anywhere in Philly. Yeah, I would do the bus.
Bus. Oh yeah, I know. It's just it's like, oh geez. Everything just sucks, man. It's just like
luckily, like Cassie's brother lives in that area. So like when we went to Atlantic City, we stopped in Philly because we wanted to get a Philly cheesesteak, you know, obviously, and saw along the way. And we'd been there many times before because it's only like an hour and 45 minutes from where they live. But we only had to go there to visit and drive through. And then we went to Atlantic City and stayed at the Caesars. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Curb app. Okay. Cool. Mm-hmm. Most of the airports we go to, there's a taxi out front. I mean, every now and then we'll wait for an Uber, but I mean, like in Vegas, it's either we know somebody that lives, you know, somebody's there to pick us up, or we'll just take a taxi. Because
plus Ubers from Vegas airport to the casinos, expensive.
Yeah, and the taxis are right on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
It tells you like I'm going here.
Yeah,
it's like $25. Okay, you
taxis like depending on your situation. We used a lot of Ubers in Vegas, but we also use a lot of taxis.
Yeah,
because if they're just there waiting, like I'm not going to wait on an Uber, of course, you know. But sometimes, but they're on opposite ends.
Yes.
So sometimes we are closer to the Uber pool, and a lot of times they'll just be sitting there waiting. So we would get an Uber. So it was a.
So here was the one thing about Vegas that just really screwed me up on this trip. So we stay at the Virgin, and the Virgin is right down the street from the convention center. It's like a mile and a half.
Yeah.
And in my mind, a mile and a half is a brisk walk. It's not a big deal. You know, I do it all the time. Let's go. And they're like, no, man, you can't do that. And I'm like, it's a mile. Like, seriously, why?
Yeah.
So the last night we were there, we had to, it's like, as soon as the show floor ends, it's just packed. And everyone's standing in the Uber. And Bosley from Rockford was like, I'm just going to walk back. Wait, what? Hold on. What do you mean you're just going to walk back? And then Eric goes, yeah, we walk back all the time. I said, hold on. In 2 years, no one has ever said I'm going to walk back. Ever. Yeah. What do you mean? Like, we can walk back? Why have we been standing in this Uber pool for 35 minutes when we could have just walked back in 20?
Yeah, you can do a slow. You can walk a slow mile in 15 minutes.
It's actually harder than you think.
Yeah.
Try to walk a 15-minute mile. Let me know how you do.
Yeah. Well, I think I can still run a 9-minute mile. I did test that.
Okay.
But I'm not stacking them up. I'll give you one at 9 minutes, then we're done.
Okay. Sure.
But we walked when we first went. We walked from, this was several times back, from the Stratosphere to Circus Circus.
Yeah.
That is, I think that's actually like a little over 2 miles.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I mean, and
it's a shitty part of town.
And it's like, it was not the walk I expected.
It's a shitty part of town.
Like, we definitely should have got a taxi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, here was the funny part. So when we got there, we wanted to go to, I've always wanted to go to the Luxor. And we had nothing to do. So we finally got to go to the Luxor. I said to Fernando, I said, dude, let's get an Uber. Let's go to the Luxor. And so the Luxor is connected to the
Circus, or not Circus, Excalibur,
and then Mandalay Bay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I didn't realize that. But the funny part is the Uber guy was dropping us off, and he was picking up somebody to drive to Mandalay Bay. Yeah. I'm like, hey, I go, really? He goes, yeah. I go, it's right there. He goes, yeah, some people don't like to walk. We didn't know at the time that they're actually connected inside. Like, it's literally just a hallway.
Yeah. I think it's still like a mile walk.
Oh, I have no idea. We walked all over those 3 hotels that night. We went everywhere, and then we walked, and then we were like, we should get some dinner. And we walked across the street because we saw a Hooters sign.
Yeah,
and we walked into this other hotel, and we're like, it was like the OE or some really ghetto freaking hotel.
I thought, did I not tell you the story about that?
No,
the OYO or whatever.
Yes.
So here, listen, we stayed at the Luxor in 2023. We went for Bailey's. And, we did the thing because we wanted to stay. We had never been really to the Luxor for anything.
Yeah.
Well, from there, the OEO is over here.
Mm-hmm.
Matt wanted to play card blackjack, but it was a $15 minimum at Luxor per hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's kind of, we don't want to play that right away. We seen them that they said they had $1 minimum start blackjack. So we got there. Cassie got hammered straight away. And I'm like, dude, like what? And what it was is she got like, it said 150 proof or some shit. It was like almost pure grain alcohol they put in a margarita.
Okay.
I thought it was a joke, but that stuff was serious. And she was trashed. Bailey was tired. They're like, we're going to sleep. And I said, like, Matt, what are we going to do? What do you want to do? Like, we're just going, We're creatures of the night.
Story. Yep.
Yeah, and so we were like, hey, we'll go over there. We'll play dollar blackjack. They have dollar drafts.
Oh yeah,
best of both worlds. So we walk. I was like, we don't need an Uber. The girls aren't with us. They don't. We'll walk. Sketchiest walk of my life.
So the funny thing is if you go from the Luxor through Excalibur, it exits right there.
Yeah, but we didn't do that.
I know, obviously.
Because they have a Skyway walk, is what you're talking about, that goes right there.
Yeah.
We walked under the Skyway walk with all the homeless people and
no.
drug addicts. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got there we crossed the street, went into the hotel, and we found the Hooters. And luckily there was already a line because I was like, dude, this place is sketchy as shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we stood there for about 2 minutes. And I looked at him. I said, "Call an Uber to pick us up. We're going back to the hotel. I'm not eating here. This place is sketchy." And like we're waiting for the Uber, and I'm like, we're standing back to back like this because there's like dudes walking around and shit. And I'm like, you get the front, I'll get the back. You know,
there was like dudes, pimps, hookers, drug dealers. But we got there. They didn't even have dollar blackjack when we got there.
Why would they?
Yeah, and I was like, "Are you serious?" So we ended up playing video blackjack and drinking the dollar draft. So
yeah. No, we left. We left, went back to our hotel, and was like, all right, let's just eat at this restaurant. And like, Jesus, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So we hit 4 hotels that night, and it was like, all right, good, we're done. So
yeah, that's good enough.
There's nothing left to see on Vegas. We ended up at Caesars one night for dinner, which I've been in there a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. It's now it's like, okay, went to Vanderpump's, and they all got fucking just wasted on really expensive alcohol.
The one thing that I wanted to see in Vegas that we didn't get to see was Omega Mart.
Oh yeah, that looks cool.
That looks super cool, but it just didn't work out. We weren't gonna have time to do it and do everything else they wanted to do, and it's Bailey's trip, so we just kind of, all right, we didn't get to do it this time.
Yeah, I don't want to go see the homeless people in the underground city. I'm good.
Yeah, I'll pass on that. I've seen quite a few of them.
So for me, I'm content now. There's really, the Omega Mart would be cool.
Yeah.
But there's nothing. So it's like Grand Canyon would be fun, but you got to take a helicopter, I think, or a really long bus ride, which just sounds, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste my time. Omega Mart would be cool. So it's like, okay, so we rent a car, do we take an Uber? What do we do? The neon graveyard at nighttime would probably be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. We've been there, but during the daytime only. So
yeah, it's either you have to do that at nighttime or never. I feel like,
I agree.
Yeah. But that's it. That's like it's just
I told
Cassie skydiving there.
When we went, I was like, listen, I don't care if we ever come back to Vegas.
No. Well, it's funny too, because like some of the guys went and saw like some of the shows, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like Fernando went and saw the Sphere. He went and saw YouTube play. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And because they were like, you want to go? And I'm like, no. Like, why? It's because I don't like U2 at all.
Yeah, we
not even a little.
We watched. We went and seen an Elvis impersonator on a resort that didn't have a casino built into it, but it was actually, dude, tickets were so cheap. We got like the best seats in the house, so we really had a blast on that one. He was pretty good.
I would go to the Sphere just to see something other than music. I think that would be fun, but I'm not there again. I just like, okay. Yeah, maybe next time. We got 2 more trips there next year, so we'll come up with something. I'm thinking maybe Penn and Teller might be fun to watch.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That's probably a hard ticket to get.
No, I mean, there again, it's if you buy them far enough out. Yeah. Fernando's like, dude, I want to go see Bruno Mars, and I'm like,
heck no, pass.
Okay, sure.
I'm not. Well, we had an opportunity to see Adele when we were there with Bailey.
Oh,
do you know how much tickets were? $1,500 for general admission. That's what they had available. I was like, yeah, no, thank you.
I mean, it's casino money, man. It's like it makes no sense. Oh well. That's it. That's all we got.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Well, we'll watch something and we'll talk about it next 2 weeks.
Yeah, definitely. My goal is to watch Twister. That's like high on my list of things I want.
Oh, you haven't seen the Twisters, the new one?
Yeah, it's just I've been waiting because Sue wants to watch it, so we've been waiting to watch it. So
it's got a lot of stuff for the ladies. The shirtless heartthrob guy.
Yep, there you go.
There you go.
So I'm kind of waiting on that. So hopefully I'll get to see that.
Yeah, I've seen that, so we can talk about that too.
Got a ton of work to do still. It's like, God damn it. All right. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful night.
See ya.